Hi there guys, DCRS here, and today we'll be covering the new box that'll be coming out on April 3rd for, well, in my country it's, well, my time zone in a way, it's actually April 3rd, but in other parts of the world it's probably going to be like April 2nd or something like that, because well, I'm in a different time zone. Anyway, the new Valiant Souls from Duel Links. Strike at the speed of light. No enemy can stand in your way. Now I'm going to cover the stuff in this set as quickly as I can because I don't want to make it a really long video. So I'm just going to talk as quickly as I can. Simple one tick thoughts, if that makes sense. I don't know. Anyway, let's begin. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. So there are actually interesting cards in this set that actually specifies that are recommended. So we have Plasma Vice, Elemental Hero Plasma Vice, Vision Hero Witch Raider, Dark World Dealings, and Needle Sealing. Now, Needle Sealing is a very interesting card, as it states that if there are 4 or more monsters on the field, it actually destroys all of them. That are face up, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, it destroys all face up, sorry. I'm not used to the, it's like a face up lightning vortex in a way. But yeah, Vision Hero Witch Raider is actually a very interesting card, as you can actually tribute trap cards instead of tributing monsters. So this works really easy, because Vision Hero is a specific archetype in the manga that actually tributes your spells and traps, or your cards that are in your spell and trap zone, to summon them. Like Aster Phoenix actually used this in, well, yeah, he used this in the manga. So basically he tributed his Vision Heroes. Like in the manga, Vision Heroes were unique, like crystal beasts. Basically, when they were destroyed, they go to the spell and trap zone. So Vision Heroes basically in the manga have an effect where you can tribute your Vision Heroes that in your spell and trap zone and summon them from your hand. So it's very well, they changed it in TCG, of course, but yeah, in the manga, the Vision Heroes originally came from the manga. And then we're getting Dark World Dealings, which was in the anniversary set, I believe, because that was a preview type of thing. And yeah, we finally got it. And Plasma Vice, this is a new card that's coming, that's actually coming out, and it's actually really good, because we already got Sparkman, so now we just need Blade Edge, and this card destroys anything that's in face-up attack position when you discard one card. Yeah, I believe you discard one card, but anyway, let's read on later on. So these are the specific cards that are unique to this box. So we have Canadia, Mass Change, Amazoness Heirloom, which is a really powerful card in terms of Amazoness, and also, yeah, Amazoness in general, and also Fable specific cards. Fable's an interesting archetype in this set, which I will cover later on as I keep going. But yeah, Fable, the archetype, Fable archetype is actually interesting because they're similar to Dark Worlds in a way, but they're actually a fallen angel type of archetype, which means that, well, they're like in the TCG, they are similar to how they discard and stuff like that for what's it called? Dark Worlds, Dark Lords. That's it. Similar to the new Dark Lords that we have, but these were the old original in the TCG. They were the in archetype. They were similar to Dark Worlds, where you can discard stuff and you can do stuff. But if you were planning on using this in Dark Worlds, don't do it, because these actually have cost and stuff to actually activate certain effects. So they won't really work. Actually, will they work well in Dark Worlds? I don't think so. I think there are costs to actually activate certain stuff, so I don't think it works well. But yeah, and also for Paleozoics are very interesting, as they have a unique factor where when a trap card's activated, you can activate them from the graveyard if you're in the graveyard. So when a trap card's activated on the field, you can chain Canadia or anything like the Paleozoics that we're about to see from the graveyard and special summon on the field. But here's a kicker. With rulings and stuff, Paleozoics can only be activated in the graveyard to summon stuff on the field. They can only be activated when there's no chain in response to that specific trap card that's currently being activated. So if you activate a trap card and your opponent activates a trap card in response, you can't chain your, like say Canada, you can't chain Canada to your trap card because it's been blocked by opponent's activation. It has to have no actual responses in a way for their activation. So these can miss timing in a way, depending if your opponent knows how Paleozoics work. But yeah, Paleozoics are very, very interesting. And also Master is one of the interesting new archetypes, well, sub-archetypes that we're actually getting, and I'm very excited for this. And that's why I'm doing a box set review for this, because Master Heroes are coming, finally. Also, Master Heroes are not actually fusion-based monsters, they're more of a special summon type of monsters. So if you're trying to do anything in Duel Links that is related to fusion summon, Master Heroes are not actual fusion summonable monsters. They're special summonable monsters. It's like what's that trap card called? It's like Core Haunted or Painful Rebirth or anything like that. Yeah, that's it. Painful Rebirth or anything like the special summon type of things. It's like a special summon type of thing, but you send masters and stuff. You send heroes and stuff to the grave. But yeah, these are some combos and stuff that the site's actually going for, because you can set Paleozoic cards and use this for Visionary Witch Raider, and if your opponent activates certain stuff in response to the opponent's spell traps getting all nuked, you can actually use your Paleozoics in the graveyard to chain in response if they activate a trap card. So yeah, Blaster Chain and Double Cyclone is pretty good combo. And yeah, on to the actual review. So, Needle Sealing. Let me just scroll down a bit. Oh wait, no, it's actually covering all of them. Alright. Needle Sealing. When there are 4 or more monsters on the field, destroy all face-up monsters. This is actually a really, really good card for the side deck, and also if you're playing Duel Links competitively in a way for tournaments and stuff, and you have a side deck, the Needle Sealing is a really, really good card. But it's also a good main deck card as well, because if your opponent tries to spam a lot of monsters on the field, like they play 3 monsters and you have 1 monster, Needle Sealing is really, really good. Dark World Dealings. This card is really, really good because we actually got it from the anniversary set, but now everyone gets a chance to actually get Dark World Dealings. So yeah, this card is amazing. Yeah. Plasma Vice. Really, really good card in more hero support. Basically, it has to be fusion summon, cannot be special summon other ways. It does piercing, and also you can discard a card and destroy attack position monster your opponent controls. This is not once per turn, because a lot of the GX cards, cards from the GX era, I should say, are actually, they were not once per turn. So they have a specific play style in the TCG, and that's getting incorporated into Duel Links. Next card, Fire's Doomsday. This is actually an interesting card because this allows you to special summon 2 tokens, and they can't be tributed. Unless it's for a dark monster. This is actually really, really interesting. Reason why is because this is like the Duel Links version of Scapegoat. Now, if you don't know what Scapegoat is, Scapegoat in the TCG is actually very, very powerful at the moment, because it allows you to but you can't normal set during the turn you activate Scapegoat, but you can actually activate it during your opponent's end phase. But yeah, this doesn't state that they're destroyed during the end phase, so yeah, they're actually really good. So you can actually tribute this. This is actually a really good card if you're playing on something out high level monsters. Also, you can use this as a 1 card no, 2 cards for. You use this, and you have a level 7 or higher monster, dark monster. You can actually tribute summon this during the same turn, I believe, unless it's a dark monster. You can't summon on monster turn set, but you can normal set. Okay, it's like Scapegoat in a way. Never mind. So you can use this for Scapegoat. It's like a Duel Links version of Scapegoat, basically. Next card, Hanam Dragon. This card's really, really good. There's actually a good combination combo with this card when you use Obelisk the Tormentor, because Obelisk can't be destroyed by card effects. And yeah, if you use this for a level 7 or higher monsters, yeah, that's actually not bad. It's pretty good. As I said, Witch Raider, if it's tributed by using trap cards, but yeah, it's really, really good. It can be tributed by using trap cards. And also, when this card's normal summon, which is very specific, you can destroy all spell and trap cards your opponent controls. You can't summon any special summon any other monsters during turn except hero monsters. It's really good. It's a really good card. This is probably going to change the meta, definitely, because back row is hateful. But your opponent can chain those cards that are being used. So if they activate Econ to take control of this, your turn pretty much ends in a way. So there's a double-edged sword, but it's well, actually no, not really double-edged sword. It's more of a win more type of card. It's really good. We've got Karakuri Ninja 339 Zazag. Now, Karakuris are a very interesting archetype, where in the TCG, they are actually used for synchros and XYZs and all those other things. But in the Duel Links, it's more used for a beat stick, or I don't know. It's more of it's really hard to explain because, well, it's really hard to define them in Duel Links in general, because they're more of a it's more of a fun deck actually. Now that I think about it, it's more of a fun deck rather than a competitive deck. But who knows? I might be wrong. Eclipse Wyvern. This is a card I've been thinking a lot about ever since this got released. Eclipse Wyvern is actually a very interesting card, as you can actually use this in Chaos. Chaos specific decks. This was mostly used in Chaos Dragons and also decks that use light and dark monsters in general. Basically, there's a good combo for this with Needle something. I've got a card. Needle Mill or something like that. I can't remember. It's a mill based card. You mill the top 5 cards. If you mill this, it's actually really good because it allows you to banish level 7 high Dark Drag, Light or Dark Dragon type monster from your deck. And if the card is banished, you can add one of the banished monsters. So you cover this off with BLS and stuff, Blacklist Soldier or something, Sacred Soldier or something like that. I think that was the name, but yeah, it's really good. Anki. Now we're actually getting to the really good masters. Anki, since we don't have Darkfall. Anki is actually really good, as it allows you to, when it destroys opponent's monster by battle, you can just add a quick play change card from your deck to your hand. Now, Mask Gear Anki masters in general can only be summoned by Mask Change, and they can only be summoned by the attribute of how they're getting summoned. So if you use Mask Change on a dark hero monster, you can summon Anki. But if you have a water-based hero monster, you can only summon a water-based Mask Hero. So it's attribute specific. And yeah, and this card can attack directly as well, as long as you pay as long as you only do half the damage. So this card only do 1400 if you're playing attacking directly. Canadia, it pretty much is a Book of Moon in trap form for Canadia, and also this card allows you to special summon from the graveyard if you are responding to a trap card activation. Yeah, like all Palaxos do. Blast with Chain is interesting because it allows you to gain attack, and also if it's destroyed, it can destroy one card in the field. This was in the special anniversary box. Basically, you can special summon your Rune Flame monsters when you discard a spell card. Blade Edge is really interesting, as if you're making a pure hero type of deck, in a way, this card's actually not bad. But yeah, it does piercing. That's all it does. Fabled is interesting. They all have effects when they're when in the graveyard or in the hand and stuff like that, or when they're on the field. Basically, they have effects where you discard cards or send cards from your hand to the graveyard or do something specific. It's all about discarding and triggering all their effects. So I believe Fables are going to be an interesting archetype in the upcoming meta, because Fables they're tricky to deal with, let's just say that, because there are certain ways you can actually play Fables, but in TCG you mostly use it for synchro and XYZs and all those other things, but we don't have that yet in Duel Links, so it's going to be more of a similar to Dark Archfiends and Dark Lords in a way, where they just get their effects. It's like a mishmash of Archfiends and Dark Lords. It's going to be interesting how this is going to be explained. Double Cyclone, it's an interesting card because basically you can destroy a spell trap on you control and destroy a spell trap your opponent controls. Mask Change. Really good card because I play Masters in TCG, and this card, well, I don't play it for now, I'm just taking a break from it, but Masters are actually very, very good as when, let's be specific, I made a lot of videos explaining about this card in general in my tutorial, well not tutorial, rulings, rants and rulings of the video. Mask Change is a very, very interesting card, and if your opponent doesn't know how to deal with it, then you are gonna be in good luck, because with Mask Change, you can act when you target the hero monster. This is very, very specific. When you target the hero monster, if your opponent responds and they enemy control it, this card will, I believe, it will still send the hero to the graveyard. I'm not too sure because I haven't played much of heroes in a while. But since you already targeted the monster, oh wait, no, sorry, you control it. So you don't control anymore, it won't work. So enemy control is very, it's interesting because if they enemy control it first and then you chain Mask Change, you will still get the summon. Because they lose the target with enemy control. But I believe if they chain enemy control to this, you don't get the summon. And yeah, it has to do as much as it can. And yeah, it's very attribute specific. And even if it's face down, but you already target the hero monster, you will still send it to graveyard either way. This card's really broken in Amazon. It's basically a card in Strong Battle, and yeah, it destroys a monster when the attack doesn't go through. Or it goes through either way. This card is an Karakuri card, basically. Oh, it just, if its attack is able. Okay, if it attacks, it changes battle position, and if it is attacked, it changes battle position. Alright. Basically, all Karakuris change battle positions when they do stuff in the battle phase and stuff. Photon Wyvern, it's not bad. It's pretty good. It actually combos well with Eclipse Wyvern. And this allows you to destroy all set cards your opponent controls. That includes monsters, so be very careful of this card. This card's actually interesting, but beware. In my opinion, for how this box set is going, Gigas are gonna be a very, very interesting archetype. Because Giga, from what I've seen for all the Giga cards that are currently in this set, Gigas are gonna be more of a how do I explain it? They're going to be a more spam-heavy control deck. It's basically they spam the field with Giga Accelerator, and the more Gigas you have on the field, the more their effects actually get stronger. So with Giga Attacker, when this card gets flipped, this is very specific. Gigas have unique abilities where when they're flipped, they do certain actions, or when they're summoned, they do certain actions, but they cover more field control in a way. So if you have more Gigas on the field, and when you flip Gigas and do certain stuff, that will cause a problem. Well, it will try and cause a problem for you. So be very, very careful with Gigas. I believe they're going to be a sleeper deck. I think they're going to be at least maybe, I'd say probably a tier 2, 1.5 deck maybe. Because Gigas are very strong, and when they go off, they will go off. Because with Giga Attacker, it destroys spell trackers equal to the number of Giga Giga monsters you have face up on your field. So that is very, very important. So with Gigas, you have to be very, very cautious when this new box comes out, because they're a budget-based spam field control. So it's the new control deck. Be very, very careful when you find this in PvP, because if you attack the wrong card, or if something happens when you're attacking or your opponent flips something, Gigas have unique abilities where they can disrupt your field during the battle phase and also during the main phase as well. So be very, very careful with Gigas. I had to talk about this, I had to rant about this because I noticed something when they released when I was covering this whole set, I noticed that all the Gigi cards are actually really good. So be very careful when you're playing this in playing against this in PvP, or if you're playing this in PvP, have fun with it, experiment. Fusion Reserve is actually interesting because you can only get one of the fusion materials of its name. Basically, if you have to reveal a fusion monster from your extra deck, and if it you can add one of the name. Name what was it called? Name specific based. Name specific in this name. Basically, in the requirements to fusion summon monster, you can only add the card that fusion requirements to summon the card. Basically, one of the names. It can't be like any. It has to be specifically by name. And also, if you have it's pretty simple. Pretty standard. Fiend Skull Dragon. This card's it's kind of alright. It's not that good. Mad Dog Adactus, now a beat stick we're getting. Hyena, it's going to be more of a spam heavy type of plays. Wild Edge is really good. I think it's going to be it's actually a really good good card because this is a it can attack all your opponent's monsters once per battle phase. That is insane. This card's underrated, but from what I've seen from other reviews and stuff, but this card is not to be counted for, outcounted for, because this card is very powerful, even in TCG. We're getting more level up based cards. This is a Allure Queen based cards. Diablos, it's interesting because it does some attack based effects. I won't cover it too much, but yeah, it's a really good card since we're getting Diablos, or tribute based cards in the TCG in the new structure deck that's coming out next month. Oops. Parallel Fusion. It's a nice card, except we don't have Miracle Fusion. So this card's actually not bad because you can actually make a banished hero deck. I'll try and do my best to make it, but it's interesting. Let's just say that. More fabled cards. Basically, when you do stuff by discarding, they do activate effects. Ice Edge is interesting as well. You can attack your opponent directly, and also if it does damage, you can destroy. Actually, does it do damage? Yeah, it does the battle damage to your opponent. You can target the set card your opponent controls and destroy it. So this card's right. And also you discard one card during your main phase 1, or your main phase in general, and you can attack your opponent directly this turn. We're getting Stygian Doge. This card's actually not bad. It's actually, you can actually make use this in water now I think about it, because you have a legendary Ocean and you have this on the field. All your level, let's see, level 6 becomes level 4, so you can make level 7s normal summonable. That's good. Oh wait, that affects your opponent's monster. Never mind. This is a good side deck card though, because we played in TCG, you get side cards, and yeah, it's fabled stuff. Actually no, this card's interesting. I read this effect as this is amazing, because you can actually tribute summon this using one fabled monster, and also the first spell card your opponent activate, normal spell card, has to be very specific, becomes your opponent discards one spell discard one card, which means that this could work well in if you make a Dark World Fable deck, but it's very iffy. More Amazon support, which is really good. Master Ogoka, my avatar. Now this card is really good as, well, it's not the best, but it's a good card nonetheless, because in Duel Links, we can actually make an OTK deck with this, because Goka gets 100 attack for each hero in your graveyard. And what that means is you can actually spam Master Change over and over again until your opponent has nothing left. So let's see if you can double, and if you have 2 hero monsters, you can actually OTK them pretty well, pretty alright. Oh yeah, it's pretty good. Anyway, Vapor can't be destroyed by card effects. It has to be summoned by Master Change. This card can't be destroyed by card effect, which is really good, but it has to be face up for it to be activated. More character stuff. Basically, it's pretty simple. This is a card. Heretics. I'm not too sure how heretics will go. We already got one heretic card already, but heretics are they're kind of meh in a way. Well, I don't know. It's not something I think are amazing, but they're okay, I guess. And yeah, more Giga stuff. This guy allows you to special summon a Giga monster from your hand when this card is normal summon, but in defense position. That's actually very, very specific because you can summon Mark 3. This is Mark 2, but Mark 3 I believe was the super rare. So you can destroy spell and trap. You can destroy pretty much 2 spell and trap cards. So this card should have been a super rare as well because this card is absolutely amazing in Duel Links. Because this one allows you to special summon Giga monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position, and you can just flip and flip and flip and flip and do stuff. So it's really good. But I don't think you can flip summon them during your turn you special summon them. So that's very, very specific, but at the same time, Gigas are really good. They require a bit of setup, but they are absolutely amazing. This card is one of the null cards that is really good because it allows you to spam the field. So if you control Giga monster, you can special summon this card from your hand to defense position. And if this card's sent from the field to graveyard, you can target Giga monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. Not bad, except Accelerator. Quick card, Staff, Mark 3. Oh, wait, what was the other one then? Giga Augur or something? No, not Giga Augur. It's a super rare one. That card allows you to draw spells traps. This one, Mark 3. Don't be when it's got special by Giga Monster. Giga card, you can special summon a Giga Monster from your hand or defense position. But it's fixed negated. Don't use effect of the Mark 3 once per turn. You cannot special summon monsters during the activate this effect. 6 Giga monsters. This card's kind of meh. Augur's actually alright because it allows you to search for your combo pieces for Giga stuff. It's not bad, it's pretty alright. Last charge. Even in the TCG, we only play one of this, and in Duel Links, I don't think it's a good one-off, but it's a 0 to 1-off because you don't really need it that much. You play as much to your mask change as possible and try and OTK your opponent as quickly as possible. But yeah, last charge is not bad. More dragon support, Giga Anchor. Now this one allows you to destroy monsters when it's flipped. So that is really interesting. So if you have spell destruction now, spell trap destruction, and now monster destruction, which is really good. We have Pikaia, which is a Destiny draw based Paleozoic. Basically you discard a Paleozoic card and you draw 2 cards, and has the same Paleozoic type of effects in the graveyard. More Amazon support, which is really good. This card's not bad. It's actually pretty good, but I'm not going to read too much into it because I'm kind of going over time as it is. 20 minutes. This card is actually an underrated card, but it's actually really powerful. It's one of the new cards that we got for the TCG in the Legendary Duelist set. I think it was Legendary Duelist 1. Because we got Legendary Duelist 2, we just came out with the Pegasus and all that with the insect and other support. But yeah, Amazon Onslaught is really good. Might as well read it once. Once per turn during the battle phase, you can special summon 1 Amazoness monster from your hand. If you do, gains 5 attack until the end phase, the end of the turn, even if this guy leaves the field. During damage calc, if your Amazoness monster battled, and while this guy's already in a face-up spell trap zone, it banishes the monster. So it's a C stealth attack, but it banishes. Yeah, Amazon's got support for that. That's actually really good. If this was searchable, which I don't think it is, if it is searchable or playable like the legendary that whale thing, if it does that, something like whale deck, this deck would be tier 1 definitely. But at the moment it's not. I don't think I see it. And also if the card's destroyed and sent to graveyard, you can target Amazon's monster in your graveyard, special summon it. If this card's searchable, this deck would be amazing. I think it's going to be tier 1 if this card is searchable. More cards that are irrelevant. Basically cards we're getting from TCG that are not used. This guy's summoned. Select change of battle mission there. Imagine Jar. Arsenal Robber. 2000 Needles. Nibian Guard. Fake Hero. This card, don't underestimate it. This card is actually amazing. Because there are certain elemental heroes that activate their effects when they're special summoned, so be wary of this card. It's pretty good, but it can't attack, and also turns hand to the end phase. This card is keep in mind of this card. This card is actually pretty good if it actually does do something in the meta, which I will look into after this video. Spell calling, all that stuff, no Lyra Queen stuff. This card's okay. Well, There's not really much. It's more of a type of set. We do get more Fabled and stuff like that. Wait, what does this card do? Kind of right. Okay, Karakuri Field Spell. And this is their Karakuri stuff, actually. What does this do? Facial Karakuri is your attacks versus monster. Change target battle position. Well, this guy's basically oh, okay. It's kind of meh. Means armor attack defense. 1500 defense. That guy's not bad. But you need 3 of it. It's not bad, but it's like kind of meh. Characters take a bit of time to do stuff. Amazon Scouts. During your play zone, you can tribute this card. This turn, face up and zones monsters you control cannot be targeted by monsters and cannot be destroyed by card effects. Okay, it's kind of meh. More character stuff. Doom Donuts. This was a meme in the anime. Sorry, meme anime. A meme in the TCG. Drill Barnacle. This guy's actually pretty good. It was used in. There was a deck that was used in TCG. That this card is. It's similar to Ultimate Baseball Kid, where you can attack your opponent directly, and it gains 1,000 for when you inflict battle damage. But be very careful if this card does survive, because it will get stronger every time it does battle damage. So this is an underrated card, but it's actually pretty sneaky once you get its effects off. More Giga stuff. The Boys, Erratic. Wait, what's this situation? Actually, no, that's not bad. It's pretty good. Ish. Heretics don't really do that much. Once per turn, you can send 1 heretic monster from your deck to your graveyard. Once a turn during your turn, you can target 1 banish heretic. It's kind of meh. If we get the Erratic counter trap, that will be pretty good, but at the moment they're kind of meh. Arsenal, this card allows you to special summon your Giga monsters from your deck. Now this card combos well with Mark III, I think it was. This time I'm thinking probably it allows you to do stuff with Gigas, and yeah, Gigas are very, very good. I think they got like literally everything, except for the XYZ. But yeah, Gigas are really, really good. I think they're going to be an interesting deck in the Duel Links. I think they're mostly tier 2 at best, but tier 1, I'm not too sure. Because I think Masters are going to get a tier bump because they can do quite a bit of stuff. But it depends on how you work the deck. But yeah. Now, Face Off is a very, very interesting. Basically, if your opponent tries to activate, if anyone tries to activate anything during the damage step, you can negate it and destroy it. This is actually not bad, because let's see, there are certain cards during the damage step, like the Actually, spell trap cards activated. So it's not the effect, so it can only negate the activation. Okay, this card's kind of... There aren't many cards in Duel Links that activate during damage step besides flipping Chalice or Dress. Or anything that's damage step related. It's mostly cards that are already face up on the field. This card's kind of meh at the moment. That's pretty okay at the moment. But if there are cards that can activate during... Actually, wait. No, it doesn't work. Okay. This card's a sleeper card. Be very wary of this card. This card is gonna be it's gonna be interesting. And more Pelizo. I think we're at the bottom of the list now. In Eldonia. So this one is just a booster for Vibrant Track Defense and Pelizoic type effect graveyard. Morella sends a sends a trap card from your technical graveyard. This card's alright in the TCG because you just send Morella mostly, and you can activate more Pelizoic stuff later on. But this card's alright. Lendocha, this one allows you to return a banish card to your graveyard, so it's really good. Amazon Spy, you can reveal one other Amazoness monster in your hand, special summon this card. You can only use this effect of Amazon Spy one per turn. This card is destroyed by battle in the graveyard. You can target one Amazoness monster in your graveyard except Spy, return it to their hand or shuffle in the deck. It's okay. It's kind of meh. But yeah, that's about it. What do you guys think of this new box? Would you actually plan on getting all of this? If not, then yeah, please please in the comment section below. Talk about it in the comment section below. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say for this video. So yeah, this is DCRS. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Signing out. Bye.